Hey fellow Volgwares, it's Agriculture, and it's my comprehensive but as well compact guide for beginners. I will try to tell you the most important tips, in the same time avoiding any spoilers and saying the stuff that you will discover by yourself when you do first couple quests that are basically a tutorial for this game. Then let's start from the perk system. As soon as you will exit the vault, you will level up. This character actually have a couple levels already, but let's start from the special. Very quickly, strength determines how much you can carry and how much damage you do with melee weapons. Perception increase your chance to hit in VATs and the distance you can detect enemies. Endurance affect your hit points, but unlike Fallout 4, it's not per level. Your hit points are determined by endurance, and only by endurance. You do not get any stats by leveling up. Charisma, this basically improves your prices at vendors. Intelligence affect the condition of crafting weapons, but most importantly, what this card will not tell you, it does increase experience gain. Agility, it increases your action points and ability to sneak. And luck, how fast your critical hits in VATs can recharge, and as well what will be the durability of the weapons you find in the wasteland. Now, what else you should know? Like, for example, you want to go melee and you want to increase your strength. You take a strength, but then let's say you do not want any of those perks that are available for you at the moment in strength. You can freely change it. If you look here at the bottom of the screen, you have Z and C for the PC, but it will be different buttons on console. But while using those buttons, you can rotate the perk cards. And even though I'm increasing the strength, I can freely take, like, let's say, first aid or hacker that I will use under intelligence. And every time you will level up, you will get one special and one perk. Plus, every 5 levels, you will get some random perk card pack. Usually nothing special there, but a couple of free perk card packs. After level 50, you will be only getting a choice of taking a perk on moving a special, because at level 50 your special will be maxed out. Note about the perks themselves, you don't need to be too worried about choosing wrong perks, because they can be easily swapped and replaced for whatever else you have at any given moment. What as well means that all the crafting perks you need only when crafting. After you finish your crafting, you don't need your crafting perks anymore. Now, very important, if you will be using any of the perks that says that you have chance to find extra whatever ammo, steam packs, extra food, extra stuff, when you search an ammo container or when you search any other container, this search is actually the action you need to do. When you go into container, like in this case ammo container, you loot this container, then you press a spacebar on the PC or whatever button on the console to actually search a container. Like here, we have an ammo container, ammo box, and there is ammo in it. To actually use this perk, it's not enough to take a look on that and take everything. As you can see, it says space for search. You need to press the spacebar, then you search, and you have this 40% chance. Unfortunately, I didn't get anything. If you will get anything, it will suddenly appear in the box. As well, what you should know, you can use Pip-Boy light if you hold the button that you are using to get the Pip-Boy on. The same button, if you hold it, you have a Pip-Boy light. About your choices and the build, if you are a beginner and you are starting the Fallout for the first time, I will recommend to go for strength and melee for a start, because you have plenty of perks that help you with carry weight, and melee is generally low maintenance as you don't need any ammunition, is really cheap to repair, and it's good starting point. As well as using power armor, because power armor, as soon as you can start using it, provides you much better protection than any regular armor you can find. Now when you start the game, it's very important that you basically loot everything. Whatever can be then sold to a vendor. You just take everything, and you shouldn't be too much worried about getting overweight and taking more stuff than your carry weight, especially those logs. When you find them, you gather wood. Wood is the most important early game. You need it for everything. You need it for building, you need it for crafting, you need it for boiling water. You always should take wood. It's very light, wood scraps are very light and very useful. Now you probably noticed that in this game there is atom shop, and you can earn atoms for free in game by doing challenges. And as well you can buy atoms or buy the Fallout First membership. And now about this membership very briefly, because if it's worth it or not, the decision is for everyone. But basically, what are the benefits? Apart from the cosmetic that you are getting in the package, there is a scrap box. This allows you to have unlimited storage for a junk. Then it's really big thing for everyone that is hoarder in a heart. Like me, I like to hoard everything, and this scrap box allows you to store much more junk than you actually need. You have 10,000 wood, but you think you should store more? You can store more with this. And other thing, you have access to a private server, what means that you can play by yourself. And this is actually very big for me, because for whatever reason, I feel like doing a quest on a private server when I'm just alone or with a friend. I'm talking about the main quest line or DLC quest lines. It feels much more immersive than when you have random people running around and, let's say, clearing the location. You are just going in with a quest and there is nothing there left. It's looted and cleaned. And that's what you should know about Fallout First. That are two main benefits: the scrapbox, the private server, oh, and the third one, and the tent that you can place almost everywhere. It doesn't cost anything. You have a place to sleep in this tent, you can store your scrap, you can cook your food and access your stash box. Now, sleeping is very important because it's doing two things, and you should use it as often as you need. First, it will heal you when you sleep, and that will help you save some stim packs. And other benefits, you will be getting slightly more experience, because it will give you 5% buff to experience gain. What else you should know? Don't be afraid to use all your food that you have, because it's giving you some buffs as well, heal you, and allow you to save on some stim pack and some meds that you can need later. Additional benefits: if you eat and drink frequently, you will enjoy well-fed and well-hydrated bonuses that are very useful. Next, the cooking station. Just try to visit it frequently and cook everything you have. Because first, it will give you experience every time you cook something, and secondly, the food that is cooked do not carry a risk of diseases and have a bonuses that raw food does not provide. Then VATS. Even though early game you will not be able to actually use it too much, because you will use your action points for running and stuff like that, and shooting in VATS costs as well, but it's very good to... It's very practical, as you can use it to find enemies. If you can't see where is the enemy, you can just scan the area with VATS and you know what to expect. Then after you are not sure if you cleared, look at red dots on your radar. It will indicate if enemies are still around. This game you can recognize they're there. Then if you don't see any red dots and you are not sure if area is clear, if you use your sneak to crouch and you see the bracket saying hidden, it means that you basically cleared all the enemies that are close around you. Why I said that you want to loot everything? That's because of how you earn caps. Your main source of caps is selling stuff to vendors, and vendors can be found on train station. Every train station in this game has a vendor. There is a couple more vendors that are not on the train station, but for the starter, you should know every train station has a vendor. When you go to sell stuff to a vendor, you will see how much caps vendors have. This amount of caps is shared across all the vendors, then it doesn't really matter which vendor you will visit, it's the total amount of caps all vendors have together. It's 1400 caps and it refreshes every 20 hours. This moment is 1390 because I already sell a couple of things. And you basically want to sell almost everything that you are not using to a vendor. What you are using, you do not sell, but everything else you basically sell to a vendor and make some cups. It's the easy way to make some cups, because most of this stuff you will not need, like you will not be able to eat everything you cook, then you can sell some other stuff. It will free some carry weight for you. If you have junk that you don't actually need, you can sell it as well, as long as you didn't scrap it. After you go into a workbench and you scrap it, then basically the base ingredients in most cases cannot be sold. There is a couple exceptions, but in most cases the base ingredients from the scrapping, if you scrap it, apart from like antiseptic at this moment, or other stuff disappeared from here because it cannot be sold to a vendor. The same with ammunition, you cannot sell ammunition to a vendor. And now if you decide not to go Fallout first and you will not have this little survival tent, then for the early game I do recommend that you will keep your camp mobile, which means just build the workbenches, couple basic structures. Don't try to build your house early on, because later on you will find better place, you will have more materials, more building plans to do some nice place for yourself. But early on it's very good if you keep it just very basic with workbenches, what means you will be able to move it. To move it you actually need to pay some caps. Like you can see, for me moving a cap will cost 8 caps. Not too much. And I can just go there, place it, I pay 8 caps. And now I will either hold a V button or go into the camp to press build. And if I go into stored, you can see that it automatically stored what I had placed before. And I can put it down without any extra cost. When it's small and you have just basic stuff, it's very easy to move around. Additional benefit of moving your camp: the fast travel to your camp to Vault 76, and if you have Fallout First Survival Tent, is free. As well, fast travel to your friends. If you have any in the game, you have some friend list, you open the friend list. If your friends are on your server, you can fast travel to them for free. If you invite some players to play with you, you have a team, you can fast travel to your teammates for free. This will allow you to save a lot of cap. When you have time to go for some farming and looting, usually try to plan it in the way that you will be going towards a train station. Let's say you will choose whatever location, like you will be looting Morgantown Airport, and then go toward train station, because you can loot everything. You can take more than you normally can carry, because you can go over encumbered. This will not stop you. You can, like I can at this moment, my carry weight was 175 pounds, but I can take 600 pounds of stuff and still walk normally. I will just not be able to sprint or fast travel. But if the train station is nearby, I can go there and sell everything and earn good caps. Now if you are after some specific junk, you are constantly missing some of the junk, or you need something to build your stuff on craft, then you go into item, junk section, and then on the bottom you have component view. Press the button to show component view, and at this moment you have all the components that are possible as a junk. And let's say you are looking for ballistic fiber. You press spacebar on PC and whatever other button will be showing here on the bottom on this, and it will be marked for search. You can choose as many junk items as you want and will be marked for search. Let me just mark as well some more common stuff to show you how this actually works. And now you go to any container or word items, and you can see there is this little magnifying glass next to the item. That's because this item, you can see it here, contains the cloth that I marked for search. This helps you a lot, because you take it, if you mark everything that you need and you are looting everything, then you are going to a vendor, you go into your junk section before you scrap everything, and you can clearly judge which item you want to sell to a vendor. Like I don't need antiseptic, I will sell it, but I need cloth, then I will keep the paintbrush. That's as simple as that. And you probably already heard as well that you can get mutations. I don't have any at this moment. Mutations, you will get a mutation if your radiation will be very high, then you have a chance to obtain a random mutation. But for the early game you shouldn't be worried too much about it. You can heal the mutation using Rad Away or Rad Away Diluted, or you can keep them if you like them. But if you want to really keep a mutation and you are below level 30, then you will need to stop healing your rats or use like only Brahmin milk. But I will not be worried too much about mutations before level 30. Next, in order to get some modifications for your weapons, you need to just scrap them. When you scrap weapons and armor pieces at the workbench, you have a chance to unlock something. Like at this moment I unlock a line-long barrel. Then just scrapping all the weapons and armor pieces you find in the world will unlock for you modifications for the particular weapon or armor. Note about your consumables. Just try to use them if you need them. If not, then sell them, because this category, it's very easy, can go crazy and you will be over encumbered and you will have no idea what's going on, but it is your 8 items. Then tend to wait a lot if you start to correcting them. Then either sell them or use them. That's my advice to control your weight. Now during the combat, if you are worried about dying, you shouldn't really be worried about it, because in this game, death doesn't actually have too much of the penalty. All you lose is your junk. If you carry your junk, this junk will be dropped. But it's not a big deal as well, because you can go back there and pick it up. And dying doesn't cost you anything. You shouldn't be too worried about dying in this game. Only thing that you should remember, when you are going into the new area, if I will, let's say, try to go somewhere up, it's good to discover any locations that you can see, like on the compass down there. If you see the locations that are not discovered, try to discover them first before you will be engaged in a hard fight, because you can respawn or any location that is blue, which means you already was there and it's discovered. Now what you can see on top right corner are your quests. It's easy to get confused what quest you're actually doing, because there will be more and more quests going on over there. And to sort it out, you can go into the data, then you have main quest, side quests, like at this one miscellaneous. You need to go right and down and you can uncheck it. This way it will disappear from this side of the screen. The same with daily quest, events. If you have something going on that you don't want to focus on, let's say you want to only do the main quest, then uncheck everything else. Now in this game you can encounter legendary enemies. They will have a star next to the name, or 2 stars, or sometimes 3 stars. They will drop a legendary items for you. This can be armor or weapon, not the power armor. The power armor does not have a legendary version. And a little tip, if you are a new player and you want to have some starting legendary items and discover how this works, try to go into this area, discover these locations that I'm showing you now, and then there is a chance the event will show up in this area called the Leader of the Pack. This event has guaranteed 3 low-level legendary wolves. They're quite easy to handle and will give you some starting legendary items. Now it's very important, if you will pick up some legendary items you don't want, on every train station there is this legendary exchange machine. You should use it, and if you have any legendary items you don't want, just toss them in. Sell to this machine, replace for the script. You can hold out up to 1000 script and then exchange it at the Purveyor for different legendary items. Purveyor will be over there. Then it is much harder area, you will get there later, but start earning this legendary script. It will be very useful later on. And avoid selling legendary items to a vendor. Don't sell to a vendor, exchange it for a script. Now when you will find the power armor suit and you will be a low level, you will notice that if you try to enter it, the power armor cannot be entered because there are 2 high level pieces. But if you take those pieces off to your inventory, Then you will enter the power armor. It will allow you, and even though it's just a power armor frame, and I have no fusion core at this moment at me because someone already looted this fusion core, I can still walk. And power armor frame by itself still provide a little bit of energy and radiation protection, but not a lot. But let's say I want to use it later with the pieces that I found on it, but I don't want it to take insane amount of weight in my storage. Then I enter transfer again, and I put those pieces in. One is weight of 12, one is weight of 17, then like a 30 weight total. And now, even though it says I cannot collect if I will try it, after 60 seconds it will automatically go into my inventory. What means that I will keep it and I will have those pieces stored for later. I can keep looking for other pieces and keep adding into this frame, and I will have a full set of T51B when I will hit level 30. And after you will start using your power armor, my basic tips to preserve your fusion cores: avoid power attacking, avoid sprinting, and avoid using VATS in power armor. But that is only for very early game. Soon after that you will probably have plenty of fusion cores if you will start looting every fusion cores you will find on the map. One more information about power armor. What game will that tell you? If you have full set, complete set of power armor, it's provide you with a really high percentage resistance to radiation and all other damage. What's meant, even though, let's say your power armor will have relatively low damage resistance, actually it will be stopping much more damage than regular armor with the same damage resistance. Plus it prevents you from airborne diseases and from fall damage. Power armor is really great for new players. Now very quickly about workshops. Workshops are marked like that. At this moment I'm next to George Junkyard. And what you need to know about workshops: if you go and claim one, some other players can go and attack you and try to take this workshop away from you. And when you are a low level, then there's absolutely no chance you will defend. Then you will just give up and walk away if someone kill you and take your workshop. But still, you should be taking those workshops. Every time you take a workshop, you do the quest to take a workshop, then you will be getting some plans. Then soon after you take the workshop, there is defend the workshop event, and you will be getting more stuff and more plans. If you remember to store all your junk just before going for the workshop, then all you can lose is just couple caps if some other players will decide to kill you. Plus one other small tip: to avoid unwanted PvP, go into the settings, game, and then when there is pacifist mode, normally switch off, switch it on. It will prevent you from engaging into some unintentional PvP. When pacifist mode is on, you will not be able to damage other players, and therefore you will not be able to accidentally start PvP. Unfortunately, in workshop you still can be killed, but as you cannot really kill anyone, then it's better to have pacifist mode on. And as you can see on the map, one of the DLC added option to put a vending machine in your camp. If you do so and place a vending machine in your camp, you open the build menu to place a vending machine, you scroll to vendors, you place a vending machine, then you need to plug into power, but it doesn't matter how much power, it doesn't require any amount of power, just required to be plugged into any power source. Then you can just place the smallest generator, use space on PC, and whatever button on the bottom will tell you to attach a wire. It's plugged in, and you can go and start selling stuff to other players. It's the easiest way to earn caps early on, especially by selling the ammunition like 308, .45, fusion cells, shotgun shells, and 5.56 I don't have at this moment. Those usually sell quite well. You just price them for 1 cup. Otherwise no one will buy it. Just price it for 1 cup, place it into your vending machine, and you have chance to earn some easy cups. Unless you need this ammo, then do not sell it. And that is everything for my guides for new players. I hope you enjoyed that. If you have any questions, please go down into the comment section. I will try to answer all the questions you can have. And plus, the most important part, take your time with the game. Enjoy the game. That's the most important. And as always, see you guys in the next one.